Shadow Sprites. I'm Seraphina Shadowgrave, your friendly vampire demon archivist. Today, we're descending into one of the darkest corners of the internet, the world of disturbing Vocaloid music. Over the years, Vocaloid producers have created songs that range from cute and whimsical to deeply unsettling. Some explore psychological horror, others touch on real-world tragedies, and a few are so intense that they've become infamous within the community. Today, we'll be looking at 6 of the most disturbing Vocaloid songs ever created: Crushed Mary, Secrets of Wisteria, Okaasan, Calalini, Gomenne Gomenne, and Coin Locker Baby. Some of these songs contain extremely heavy themes, so I've included a full content warning in the description below. Proceed at your own risk. There are many rumors surrounding Crushed Mary, particularly the claim that it's based on a real-life murder case. However, the producer, GP, has stated that this isn't true. According to him, the instrumental came first, and the lyrics were written afterward simply to match the chaotic atmosphere. And chaotic is the perfect word for this song. The music falls somewhere in the realm of noise music. It's filled with metallic sounds, distortion, and abrasive audio that feels almost physically uncomfortable to listen to. Combined with the unsettling visuals, the entire experience puts the listener on edge. Despite the creator denying any real-life inspiration, rumors still circulate online that the song references the murder of Mari Kono, a 4-year-old victim of Japanese serial killer Tsutomu Miyazaki, often called the Otaku Killer. During the late 1980s, Miyazaki's crimes sparked a moral panic in Japan. Some media outlets blamed anime and horror manga for influencing his behavior, similar to how violent video games were blamed in Western media around the same time. Even though Crushed Mary isn't based on the actual case, the rumor itself added to the song's disturbing reputation. Secrets of Wisteria is another infamous Vocaloid horror song, but unlike the previous entry, this one is directly inspired by a real-life serial killer. And that's where my feelings about the song become a bit conflicted. This song is based on Albert Fish, an American serial killer from the early 1900s who was responsible for multiple horrific crimes against children. The song itself is already unsettling, but what makes it particularly controversial is its ending. The final section contains audio played in reverse, audio that recreates the real letter Albert Fish sent to the family of one of his victims. Now, this is undeniably disturbing. However, including a recreation of a real letter to a grieving family, a real-life grieving family with a real-life child victim, definitely raises some ethical questions. While the intention may have been to emphasize the horror of the case, I feel that including the real correspondence crosses a line, and regardless of where you fall in that debate, Secrets of Wisteria remains one of the most infamous, disturbing Vocaloid songs ever made. Next is a classic from the early Vocaloid era, Okaasan, created by Machigari Tapi. Okaasan simply means mother. This song uses Hatsune Miku V2, whose older voice bank often has a high-pitched, slightly choppy sound. In this case, that effect actually enhances the eerie atmosphere. The lyrics are delivered slowly and in fragmented phrases, creating a growing sense of dread. The story follows a child hiding from their abusive mother. The girl sings about running away and trying to escape, but throughout the song, we hear repeated references to the sound of a neck being twisted. By the end, it becomes clear that the child never escapes. There are also rumors that the song contains hidden lyrics when played backwards, but personally, I've never been able to hear them clearly. Still, the ambiguity only adds to the unsettling atmosphere. Calalini is another disturbing song connected to a real-life story. Kalini was inspired by Janie Schofield, a young girl whose parents claimed that she experienced hundreds of hallucinations connected to an imaginary island called Calalini. When the song was first released, Janie's parents actually discovered it and did not consider it offensive. In fact, Crusher later collaborated with them on merchandise that raised money for charity. However, this more positive story takes a darker turn later on. In 2019, investigations revealed that Janie had been misdiagnosed. Reports suggested that her parents had encouraged her behavior and frequently sought new doctors to obtain various psychiatric medications. Because of this environment, Janie experienced significant emotional and developmental harm. Today, she lives in a group home and is receiving much more appropriate care. After these revelations, Calalini was quietly removed from Crusher's official website, though the song still exists on YouTube and streaming platforms. If you're familiar with disturbing Vocaloid music, you've probably heard of Kikuo. Kikuo has built an entire career around creating songs that combine whimsical melodies with deeply unsettling subject matter. One of his most notorious songs is Gomenne Gomenne, which translates to I'm sorry, I'm sorry. The song tells the story of a child experiencing severe sexual abuse. Through metaphor and disturbing imagery, it portrays cycles of trauma and manipulation. What makes the song especially heartbreaking is how the narrator interprets the abuse as love. Despite the extremely dark subject matter, the song is often viewed differently from shock value horror songs. Kikuo himself has spoken about being a survivor of sexual violence, and the song reads more like an expression of trauma rather than exploitation. Even so, it remains one of the most emotionally difficult Vocaloid songs to listen to. Finally, we have Coin Locker Baby by Marutu. The title refers to a real phenomenon in Japan where unwanted infants are abandoned in coin-operated lockers at train stations. The song tells the story of a desperate mother who feels unable to care for her child. Hoping someone else might find and rescue the baby, she leaves it inside a coin locker, but almost immediately she regrets the decision. She rushes back to retrieve her child, only to discover that it's already too late. Like many of Marutu's songs, Coin Locker Baby explores disturbing social issues through harsh electronic music and frantic pacing. Rather than simple horror, the song focuses on tragedy, desperation, and the consequences of a single irreversible decision. These last two songs, I believe, are a bit heavier emotionally than the previous. Despite these last two not being based on a specific true event or a specific true person, I think they have some of the most impact when listening. These songs have left a lasting mark on the Vocaloid community because they're willing to explore themes that most mainstream music avoids. Vocaloid producers often experiment with darker storytelling, unusual sounds, and controversial ideas. And because the medium itself is already unconventional, it tends to attract listeners who are open to more experimental forms of music. This results in an incredibly wide range of songs, in both subject matter and sound. Some are cute, some are emotional, and some are deeply disturbing. But that variety is exactly what makes Vocaloid music so fascinating. And it's why I've been a fan for over 10 years. There's something always new, there's something always to learn, and it's something that you can't get anywhere else. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the darker side of Vocaloid, consider subscribing. I recently reached my first 100 subscribers, and I'm incredibly grateful to anyone who has supported the channel so far. Hopefully, 200 isn't too far away. So long, my shadow sprites, till we meet again.